All right, we're on the, we're doing a clutch on this 3 Series. It's come up with drivetrain fault and it says that the clutch is at the end of its life. Fine. I'll let you know what the mileage is. But yeah, drivetrain fault, clutch issue. Then the customer said, need to get it in. It is making a horrendous noise on acceleration when you accelerate, and I'm going to show you that now. So this is when a prop shaft centre bearing gets really bad. This car's in for a clutch. We just road tested it beforehand. If you listen, acceleration now. Second gear. So now you've heard that god-awful noise, I instantly thought, well, prop shaft centre bearing, right? No, I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. It's in for a clutch anyway, so we're getting it stripped down, so I'm going to show you what is going on right here. So I've already got the shields down, all the under trays are down, exhaust is off, 13 on that, 2 E-sockets for that bracket. Slave cylinder's off, 2 13s up on the side. Starter motor is nearly out. I've undone 3 E-sockets there. Undone this 13, so we'll get this cable nicely out of the way. Moving towards the back, still got to undo that earth. Just get that out of the way in a second. That should be ready to come out unless I've missed a bolt. That was alarming. Yeah, so we're stripping it down. Literally just finished doing the Alpina. Now I'm on another 3 Series. Love my life. But the noise was, obviously as I was undoing this, I noticed chunks of plastic falling out. Thought, what the hell is that? So I started looking, then you see some witness marks on the prop shaft. And right above it, there it is, handbrake cables. The bracket, as you can see there, the bracket for the handbrake cables has now broken, and they're just nicely touching the prop shaft. Or one of them is, I don't know which one. Which is why you're getting that electric zingy sound. You see where there's contact there and there, which is fine. So just take this bracket off if I can and see what I can do to secure that and get it out of the way. The good news is, I don't need to do the prop shaft centre bearing. The bad news is, I've still got to do a clutch. You know, 2 clutches or 1.5 clutches in a day ain't too bad. It's good times on these. So they get the prop shaft out of the way, then they get to that bracket and secure that. Go lower the car down because apparently I think I'm tall when I'm not, vertically challenged person. Yeah, fairly self-explanatory clutch on these. They're quite nice and easy. Prop shaft out of the way next, so let's prop ourselves into gear. Right, well, gearbox is out. Fairly simple. Starter motor, 4 bolts on the starter motor. Disconnect everything, get it out. This one stays, I'll leave this one up there and grease it up. Now, when you're doing this, I forgot to mention earlier, there is a sensor at the top here. Disconnect that, very important. It's also, there's a clip around here, which keeps the wiring intact. Yeah, if you don't remove that, you're gonna have a bad day because you'll rip the plug out. The plug, I've moved it there. It's got a little white tab, pop, and then pull. There's the clip up there. So yeah, just let's get that out of the way for now. Now let's, is the dual mass hammered? Oh, I think, oh yeah, that's got a lot of movement, but I don't think the dual mass is that bad, but we're changing it anyway. So out with this LUK and in with a new LUK. But you can see, look at that clutch, man. Jesus, the high spots. Also, quite worn out on the friction plate as well. Reason why we use LUK, one, they are bloody brilliant. I've never really had issues with them at all. In fact, I've never had issues with them. But 2, you see this original BMW? And with a little bit of luck, it can make it a long, long time driving around. Or through the night, however you want to word it. So yeah, that clutch is, well, it's had its last kick, mate. That is scrappage. Now, let's have a little investigation of the flywheel. We're going to change it anyway. Oh, now look at the hot spots on that. I mean, there's not a lot of play, but there's a hell of a lot of float in it. She just moves a lot. And if I'm honest, I don't really want to replace it a few weeks down the line. And again, LUK. So LUK are the original manufacturers. So we're going to, yeah, we're going to change the flywheel now. Just giving them a little comparison. Always check your parts when you get them. All good. All right, let's whack this on and then we'll get the clutch ready. I've just had a little look inside the clutch box. This is why I like using the Schaeffler LUK stuff. Not only do you have a clutch, you also have a new clutch arm as well, clutch lever arm. Nice, nice, and nice. Right, yeah, everything's all in there. That looks good. One thing that I always do, this is just going off the task for a second, just to make sure she's going to be correct. Just slide her on the shafts first. Make sure that's all good. I'm not quite happy with the amount of play in that. I'll have to have a look at that in a second, but yeah. So yeah, make sure everything fits. Then we need to sort that out, but let's get flywheel on. New bolts are over there, let's go. All right, new lever arm in, new releasage bearings in, just put a little bit of lube on there. We used the special tool to line it up, put a date on it. We're all nice and lined up, all nice and central and straight. These are self-adjusting clutches. I need to move that cable out of the way. Now, gearbox on, and let's start smashing this baby back together. Okay, slave cylinder's on, gearbox is on. This bolt isn't on because I need to put that down there. Oh, no, sorry. That should have gone up here. So need to take that back out and do that. I left the bolt out there. Stupid. Anyway, so that goes there. So that's all on. Gear selector clips are on. Just need to pop that clip down. Prop shaft, exhaust, and then ready for road test. All right, all back together. Exhaust on, brackets on, heat shields on, clips, trims, bolts. Did I do that up? Yes, I did. Everything's on. Now, lower it down, tighten up the battery. I think we have to plug in the diagnostic machine to tell it that it's had a new clutch, because it come up with a drivetrain error saying that the clutch had worn out. So yeah, we'll look into that in a minute. More fun. It's not just like it used to be, just like the E30, just stick a clutch in it and continue living your best life. But no, with these you've got to use the computer to tell it you've done the job. Right, so just checking we've got drive, checking we've got reverse, everything's all good. Drivetrain message, so we are going to need the computer. Reverse is working all good, going back, all nice and messy. Yeah, just checking everything's there. So I'm going to get the complete computer, and now let's, I'll show you that it comes up with a drivetrain. Set time and date, drivetrain issue. Silly. Service, what's the service request? Nah, we won't do that. So yeah, let's get the computer, plug it in, and reset the clutch. The one thing I like about this launch, in particular, is that it sets the time and date for you. I'm just trying to, I might tell you in a second that it sets time and date. So yeah, it saves you doing that, which is one handy thing, I guess. So the fault codes are obviously clutch, torque low, clutch damaged, heavily damaged. So they're them codes. So now I've got to clear it and see what else I need to do. Okay, well, there was nowhere on my diagnostics that says reset clutch or anything like that. But I'm assuming it's probably monitoring slip or something like that. So I've cleared the faults haven't come back. Been on a little road test, and they're going on a bigger road test in a minute. I'm just waiting for something to move. But yeah, I'm going to go on a big road test and see if the fault comes back. And then if it does, I will let you know. If it doesn't, I'll let you know that it's all done. So good news. Two things. I didn't even notice that zzz noise has gone. That was the handbrake cable running on the prop shaft, as we've seen. So that's fixed, nice and easy, free of charge fix for the customer. They're going to be happy. And we have been on road test, and we have no fault codes. Nothing on the dash. Very, very good, very happy. So if you get that fault code, I'll put the fault codes in the description, etc. You just need to do a clutch and a flywheel, clear the faults, and go for a drive. So this one is done.